policy. I don't even know what's going on with the mail now, but what I do know is I get a third of the mail that I used to get as a councilman here in this town. So I'm not sure from a, appropriate documentation as a town, that we're keeping records, I guess, legally appropriate. And two, from a transparency of government, I have no idea where all the correspondence went that I used to get. Because I used to get a lot more correspondence than I get now. So the mail is like the most simple thing in the world. Why we tinkered with it, I have no idea. But I don't think what we have in place right now is the right idea. I think it was ill-spirited and clearly not functional. Second, FOIL. I'm not sure, this whole process that we've enacted as a town board, specific to FOIL, it kind of smells a little, and I'll tell you what I mean. FOIL is something regulated by the Office of Open Government. In my opinion, it's not something that's supposed to be manipulated by local government for their own purposes, or because city elected officials happen to be the subject of FOIL requests. And again, I don't understand. FOIL's been around for a long time. I've been around this town for about 10 years. FOIL's always worked. Never heard any issues around FOIL until all of a sudden, we started tinkering with a law that's been in place for quite a while. Again, I don't see how local government can pass a law to put itself in place to regulate public information that residents have a legal right to. So I don't know what this intent of this new process was, but I gotta tell you, it's a little fishy if you ask me, and I think that we owe it to our residents to follow the laws on books by open government and not tinker with them for our own individual purposes. As far as the comp plan and the comments made by several folks, I have always been, with my involvement on the planning board for so many years, it's something that's near and dear to my heart. I've always been in favor of a revision to our comprehensive plan. I do think that is something that we should accomplish as a town. I do think, and have said on record numerous times, we need a balanced revision. We don't need a complete rewrite. We have a comprehensive plan. It has protected our town. It has guided our town, and it continues to do so today. I think that it could use some updating, okay? But it needs to be done in a balanced way. It needs to take into account the concerns of newer residents that have come into our town more recently, and it needs to take into account the concerns of more long-standing residents in our town who have been here for generations potentially, and maybe some of the larger landowners in town. And I think that that's something that, quite honestly, we should be able to get done. I know that the prior town board did take action along this process. We did formally vote down the draft proposed revision, which really, quite honestly, was somewhat broad sweeping and way too comprehensive and somewhat impractical in application, and moved down a process of trying to take the politics out of it and get some more defined experts in the field of planning and development to somewhat look at merging our current comprehensive plan that we have in place on the books today and some of the comments and feedback from the draft from 2009 to come up with a more sensible, balanced, modest revision. So I definitely would be in favor of that, and I strongly would be in favor of having as much public input and comment. As far as I'm concerned, every one of those meetings can be a public hearing. We can open a public hearing and leave it open until the process is done, because it does affect everybody, as Doug said. And I don't think that the reason that there was the incident that happened at the last comp plan committee meeting was because we opened up the meeting to allow some people to give their input. I think that that happened because not enough people are being allowed to give input, and their input's not being heard or listened to. As far as everybody working together and trying to get to some place of functional government here in the town of Princetown, be very honest with everybody, I don't think that's going to be possible. There has been a lot of really bad behavior by members of this town board, and There have been numerous people, other elected officials, town employees, vendors of the town, who have been either insulted, offended, slandered, defamed, bullied, harassed, and that type of behavior continues today. And until that behavior gets recognized, okay, I gotta tell you, I don't see any functional town government here in town, Princetown, going forward. Because I wouldn't want to put up with that. I wouldn't want to come to work every day and have someone publicly slandering me, lying about me, accusing me of things without substantiation on record, sending confidential information about me and my employment to the local papers. I wouldn't put up with that, and I don't expect anyone else here to do that either. So that's my comment on getting to a more functional place. Yeah, would I like to sit here and say, I would love to see it happen? Absolutely. I think that's only logical. But to be very frank with everybody, I don't see it happening till after January 1st, hopefully. So, thank you.
I don't have a comment. We'll close the meeting at 9:25. Thanks, everybody. Oh, got a motion to close. We adjourn. Lou first, Bob second.
Yes.
Or,
Everyone agrees, right?
yeah,